Hello, good morning, everyone. Mike Lowe here at simsportsgaming.com, and this is episode 44 of our MLB The Show franchise stream series that we are playing every game and every pitch of those games up to the exact date that is August 16th, 2020. So the Tigers currently sit at 58 and 66. Some would say probably maybe a little bit better than we would have expected this team to be. However, the game did from day one, just to kind of give a quick recap, I apparently thought this team was a little bit better than maybe the real life Tigers were expected to be. So you can see the yearly goal of finishing not just at 500, but over 500, which is proving to be quite a tall task here. Of course, with the legend difficulty with the Mike Lowe slider set that I currently have up to version 2.3, which is available in the vault. So again, thank you for all of the downloads over the different versions, all the way back from the beta version, up through, we had about 10 different versions for version 1, and we're on, I guess, the fourth version of the 2.0 series. So, but again, version 2.3 is the most recent one up in the vault. The only difference that I'm playing, just like yesterday's stream, is that I do have the, what's it called? The base stealing, or whatever it's called, base runner steal ability up to 9. I was thinking about this last night, right? I mean, I've had this at 5 probably when it started, then we went to 6 and 7. Now I just jumped up to 9. It just seems just terrible. I am not a big believer in the whole, like, is this slider reversed? I think it's backwards. Like, I've never been a proponent of that, but I'm starting to think that maybe it's possible. But I haven't tested it yet. I mean, I'm tempted to play a game with it down like here and just like, try to steal with Miguel Cabrera and see what happens. It's even something, maybe what I could do, well, shoot, we're the home team today. So I was going to say, maybe I would just start a game knowing I'm going to cancel it. And just the first guy who gets on base, just steal, right? And just see what happens. But I don't know. I know some people have gotten some different results. But anyway, point being is it's version 2.3, but I'm still messing with the steal ability because, as I mentioned on a few other streams, this seems to be a part of the game that's just busted this year. And I know people throw that term around a lot and it gets overused, but there's something that seems off. And again, I think it's not that it's broken. I just think the way that this game has been, I guess, tuned for Diamond Dynasty and some of the exploits, which is really good. I mean, I'm glad that they're doing that because that is frustrating when you're playing even though I don't play Diamond Dynasty very much, but it can be obviously very frustrating if you're playing somebody who's taking advantage of something like that. So I think that's good. I just wish there was the ability for this to actually work, where if I kick this up in franchise, it should make a pretty big impact. Like, I mean, truly, I want like 10 where like Miguel Cabrera has a chance of stealing a base, right? And that at least gives me the ability to adjust this how we want. This game has really responsive sliders. I mean, the sliders are very responsive, which is nice because even in games like Madden and things like this, some of the ones are just like, I don't really know if this is even doing anything, and it just seems to be really, really wonky. But these sliders are definitely reactive, which is really, really nice. So I don't know. I'm honestly at a loss for the base running stuff. I don't have a very good base running team, so I get it. I shouldn't be leading. But I mean, if you look at even just the team rankings in general, right? And these are mostly simulated games. I mean, where am I going? It's really, really crazy what's going on. So we look at stolen base percentage. The top team in the league only has a 735, right? So not even 74%. Now you can see like these high-end guys, D. Gordon's at 89% and Malik Smith 84. Those look pretty good. So it's like I really don't know what to make of this. I mean, you look, of course, we're dead last. I mean, look at that, 31%. I mean, it's not even worth it at all. I mean, they say you shouldn't be really stealing bases unless you're getting an 80% clip. Now, there's not a single team who is at an 80% clip. Now, certain players are, of course, but I don't know. This is a really, really crazy thing. You can see we have by far the least amount because I don't do it. I mean, again, we're not a fast team, but it just hasn't been working. I mean, I'm just giving innings away, giving outs away by even attempting to steal. So I'm at a loss. Again, we talked yesterday's stream that some of it's just kind of about the ratings itself. Probably our best base stealer, Joe Adell. Again, not great, 53, but this is a guy who should be able to swipe 15 bases or so, at least, right? If he's playing the full season, you'd expect to see 15, 16 bases. Again, just estimating. Where is he at now? Let's just say 251 at bats. If we double that, He's right around 10, but also getting caught 5 times, right? So now some of this is simulated, right? Because he was playing with Anaheim before we picked him up. So even that's, I mean, it's just a mess. And if we look at, so let's look at like a real life example player here. I'll have to find somebody. So I'm looking at their, stats the last few years. So very, very consistently, Nico Goodrum, he's got 78 speed, 34 steal. So he's got good speed, not a great base stealer, but he's also not very bad, right? I mean, that's what, 80%, right? 12 out of 16 or 75%. Um, so, okay, and that seems to be pretty what you'd expect. But I mean, look at this. It's atrociously bad. And like, I'm not a baseball dummy. I mean, I know the right opportunities to try and steal. And even if I was having a bad year, let's just say, even like if it was 10 and 10 or something, I'd be like, well, okay, he's just been an unlucky year for him. But I mean, this is absolutely busted. Um, Victor Reyes last year, again, 75%, right? Even he is barely above 50. And most of those were early in the year when I was able to steal, even though he only had steal, maybe like in the low 30s at the time. I was still able to opportunistically steal bases. So this is something that has been patched throughout the year, in my opinion. Whether it's been announced or not, there have absolutely been some changes to that. And it's weird because it worked really well in years past. So I'm not sure. I really am. It's not so much I'm at a loss. There's nothing to do about it. I mean, there's really nothing that can be done. But anyway, good morning, everyone. I see a lot of people here in the chat. What's up, Austin? And Top Cat's here. Daniel, welcome back, everybody. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Okay, so Daniel, you've been playing with the same slider, so I'm guessing you have it at 7. And VR, is he on the Marlins right now? So let's just see. But again, he's got a pretty good stealing. So like I said, I think it works for these players. I think the problem is that like when you have guys with decent, and again, I understand these guys should not, like Victor Reyes should not be stealing 40 bases a year, but he should be able to approach double digits. And I guess he sort of is, but again, I don't even try with this guy anymore because it's just out, 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 over and over. That's the issue, is that like the way this is scaled, it's like exponentially scaled in a negative direction. That the lower you go, I mean, it's an absolute hopeless situation. Obviously we have 0 speed, 0 stealing, which makes no sense to me for any baseball player. But again, like there have been years, like Miguel Cabrera can steal bases. Now again, this is years and years ago. And I'm not saying he should even maybe have one at this point as a 36-year-old. I get that. But like there could be the chance, right? Where again, 3-2 count, 1 out, you do the, kind of send the runner, and maybe it's a strikeout, and he's able to steal the base because the catcher has trouble maybe handling the ball, or it's not a good throw because the batter swung and it's kind of in the way. I mean, he should be able to pick up maybe one of those in a year or something like that. And that's probably what you've seen here in these kind of situations and things like that. And again, that's an extreme. This is 0-0. I understand 0 speed, 0 stealing. This is not. I'm not saying there's something broken with the game because he's not stealing bases, but there should be something like this. So here I'm looking at career stats again. No stolen bases, just 1 attempt, so that's fair. Let's see. So Harold Castro last year was 66%. He had 4 in 6 chances. But again, no chance. 5 stealing. No chance at all. So a big part of it's just the ratings here just seem weird. And I'm not somebody, I don't like to go through. I'm not re-rating the whole roster. I don't care that much. But it's just a really kind of a weird thing. The league stolen bases aren't too off. Okay, yeah, Daniel, I haven't looked. I'd have to actually check like MLB.com last year to see. Maybe if somebody could do that, if you're able to pull up either Baseball Reference or just MLB.com and look up team stats from last year, like looking at stolen base percentages for the top team. Also the low team, I'd be curious to see, and maybe even like that midpoint. If somebody wouldn't mind just posting that in the chat, I can definitely compare those. Yeah, and Daniel says, I've only stolen 2 bases with anyone other than VR. Yeah, so again, I mean, I think it works well for those guys. And again, this to me just seems like a Diamond Dynasty issue bleeding into franchise mode. So I'm going to pause for a second just to see if someone's able to jump on there for me. and I'll try to look around and see if there's anything else. I'm actually going to toy with the lineup just a little bit. I was thinking about this a little bit more last night. I want Joe Adele batting ninth. So that much I know. I want Scope there. So just making some adjustments here to the lefty line. I want to make sure I got somebody with good clutch here in this 2 spot. Might make sense to do something like that. Okay, I think I'm good at that. Okay, doesn't look like anyone is able to check online. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not sure what to say about the stolen base stuff. But again, I look for an opportunity to see if we can pick up a steal today. But again, obviously the Tigers are looking to. I mean, just we got to start winning as many games as possible at this point. I mean, we're still even with the win yesterday. We're 7 games back still. So again, I talked yesterday about how throughout the year you say, well, just try to win every series, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. That'll get you 100 wins. You're right. Problem is when you're 58 and 66, you can't just start winning 2 out of every 3. That's just not going to make up enough ground mid-August. I haven't calculated that out exactly, but I mean, at best case scenario, I mean, they the kind of the old adage is that you can hope to pick up about a game per week. So if we're 7 games back, right, we're saying we pick up a game this week, we pick up a game. Let's see here, that's the 29th. So 3 games, 4, 5, 6. So like we're 7 back. I mean, we are super borderline. Like one of these weeks we have to pick up 2 games, which is certainly possible. So again, the key, it's such an obvious cliche, but it's just, I mean, win. We just need to be winning games. Like we need to be sweeping this series, not splitting it. I mean, there's 30 games below 500. Have to win these games. But before that, again, let's try to take 2 out of 3 here against Texas. This is a game that still pissed me off, as I mentioned yesterday, because I probably left 3 runs with just some mismanagement. I openly can admit to just I mismanaged that game pretty badly. This game was actually managed really well. I was much more focused on kind of the little things and ended up working out. We got out of some really, really tough jams with Daniel Norris and things like that. So let's see. Daniel's going to look So again, I checked ours here. So Daniel's going to check on the percentages. So Daniel, I'm actually looking for like percentages, not so much total number of steals, but just kind of the percentages. Because in this franchise so far, as we saw, the top leading team is about 74%, we can call it. Let's ignore me, because I mean that's ridiculous. So let's just say 50% for the worst team. Are there some teams that are within that range, and then kind of our midpoint? If you look at the 15th team, it's 62, right? So those are kind of the three numbers I'm just curious to see. And even if you looked over the last 3 years, I mean, is it close? If it's close, then fine. I mean, we're just not a team who can steal bases apparently. But anyway, and that's fine. I know that this is not how this team is going to win. I mean, we're not going to be, stealing bases left and right here. So, we get some. Yeah, I believe we have an off day tomorrow. Let's double check that. Pretty sure. Yeah, we have 2 off days. So we could push some guys. I mean, we want to win, obviously, but I mean, guys are tired. They don't contribute as much. So like Nico, this is an easy day to give him off because Willie Castro hits lefties pretty well, or at least better, and he's been pretty darn good for us. I mean, he only got the 14 at bats, but he's hitting 500, so it's hard to ignore something like that. I might just let him hit second. What the hell? Oh, let's see. I'd like Miguel to play, but maybe I wish Kurt Suzuki could play first base. That would be very helpful, but you know who can. Let's do this. Let's let Kurt catch, and let's let Miguel DH. Hopefully he can at least play through, and then rest tomorrow. Because there's not a whole lot. Against lefties, I don't have too many bench options. I mean, Nico I would play, but he's pretty tired. And you know what I might even do? No, he's going to need a day off. Otherwise, it's business as usual here with this lineup. Yeah, there we go. So Miguel didn't get the little warning. I'm pretty sure Nico Goodrum would have gotten that warning. And against a lefty, I don't mind letting Willie Castro play. He's been pretty good. But I'm glad people are here checking out the stream here on a Sunday. It's hard to believe we're getting close to the end of the season. It's kind of exciting. It's definitely through the hardest parts, which to me are probably like June. I mean, July is not too bad because you get the All-Star break, but I mean, you hit June, it's like you've been doing this for 2 months. June's a tough month for sure. Huh? Why am I off here? Oh, that's been wrong there. So now we're good. Okay, so TJ has shared some info there. He says Texas had a league high stolen base percentage, 77.5. So ours was 73. Okay, so that's pretty close. Twins had a league low of 57. So again, ours across the board are low. But I'd be curious, TJ, if you have that up, like if you're able to quickly and easily, I don't want to take up your time there, but if you're able to see like the last maybe 3 years, is that pretty decent range? I mean, is that kind of the comparable range as we look at Kyle Funkhauser here? 10 starts, 2-1, 4.11 ERA, only 46 innings pitched so far, but again, called up when Jordan Zimmerman was hurt, and Jordan Zimmerman since traded back to the Nationals. So.
Elvis Andrew.
Gotta be careful with Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. He is not a very good catcher.
First pitch, 110.
Ooh, gets there. Very nice, Travis Demerit. So that, again, you can see the defense does matter. Usually we have Christian Stewart in left field, but against the lefty it's Demerit, and he was able to get to that. I almost didn't run for that. Some sites are going to show it. I mean, if you look at like Baseball Reference and that sort of thing, they're going to have more of the advanced metrics. I mean, that's not really an advanced metric, but you know, they have more kind of extrapolated stats available. There's maybe a place like ESPN or something like that. One of the fun things about being kind of like a team that's just kind of barely hanging around is that August does get exciting because it's kind of like your playoff games are happening right now. I mean, these all feel like really, really tight, very important games. Nice pitch by Kyle Funkhauser there. Good change up here. Oh yeah, there we go. Got him way out in front. A lot of fastballs there. See the impact that had.
Batting third, the left fielder, number 5.
Good hitter here.
Calhoun.
Good inning for Kyle Funkhauser. Just 9 pitches. 1-2-3 inning. We'll take it. We'll break it down. I mean, that's about 12% of the game finished there in 9 pitches. So, problem is that, like a lot of teams, I guess, but Texas seems to be one of those teams that you can go 0-0-0, and then they just have that inning where it's like, oh, they scored 4, and 4-1 or something like that. So Colby Allard goes for Texas, 3 stars. He's 3-2, ERA of 4.8, 935 innings pitched, a WHIP of 1.31, and a strikeout to walk ratio that's not very good. A lot of walks and not a lot of strikeouts. So it seems to be beatable. You can see there his ratings, 8 for 9 of only 45. So we should be able to put the ball in play when we start talking about maybe hitting runs, things like that. It's per 9 of just 58. So I mean, this guy is definitely beatable. We look at his repertoire: a couple fastballs, a couple breaking balls. Doesn't throw exceptionally hard, so just need to try and be patient, let that ball get a little deeper in the zone. As I was saying, gotta let the ball get deeper. Alright, gonna get down, there we go. The cutter left over the plate there.
Batting second.
Boy, he's been hot. Getting on base a lot.
Really? Castro.
He's our catcher today. So, same catcher, not a great arm.
Batting third, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
Off the plate, ball 1. No thanks. Cat 3-0.
That was a breaking ball. He's out by a mile. He's thrown 2 straight fastballs. You can see the terrible jump. That's with it at 9. And I was going to definitely take a swing at it if it was a strike, but I mean, it's way out of the zone. It was a breaking ball. It's just a terrible jump. There's no other way to put it. Again, just giving up a lot of outs. That's why I don't typically steal. I mean, that was more of just kind of a test. And it seemed like a good opportunity. It was through a breaking ball. Catcher doesn't even have a good arm. I mean, that wasn't even close. So, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. You guys are getting results with it at 7 and whatnot, so I don't know. I was going to try to put it down to like 0 or something, but I don't think the slider's backwards, so it's probably a waste.
Ball, that's out. Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2. Ball. Count 3-0.
82 power. If I get a fastball down the middle, anything down the middle, I might take a hack here. Yeah, that's close.
I got 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
No, I want to take a 3-0 swing though.
Ball. Deep to me.
Let's get a pretty hot hitter here on deck, especially against lefties.
The catcher,
Kurt Suzuki had a 3-run home run yesterday.
Suzuki.
Just checking the chat here. So Cleveland, in 2018, Cleveland had about a 79% league high. Oakland low 62. In 17, it was 76 for the Angels. Baltimore 71 league low. Interesting. So I mean, yeah, just across the board, the game is just stealing is just too difficult. Period. Too bad. I mean, it's not a big part of baseball, but certainly a significant part. Ooh. I get a good swing on that one. Trying to go to right field on that. It's on way too early. Yeah, good pitch. I thought that was the cutter coming in there. There we go. There's Suzuki. Might have been able to go 3 with Suzuki, but I didn't want to risk it there. I got the ball in pretty quick.
Batting 6, the center fielder, Joe.
Nice swing.
Adele.
You don't have to pull everything. Not everything needs to be a Sports Center highlight, right? Good swing on the ball. See if we can get the 3rd run home here.
Nope, outside.
Oh gosh. Just couldn't stay back.
Nope, that's it.
You know, the only thing I can figure with the steals is like you'd almost have to you just gotta take a bigger lead. I mean, then he's probably got a shot, which means we'd probably need to lower the pickoff slider back down to default to at least start with. And I don't know. I don't think the stolen base sliders impact steals. I mean, and if they were, we'd have inflated numbers because I had it way up. I don't know. I just, unfortunately, I think it's just part of the game that's just a little bit busted this year. It's a bummer. There we go. Come on, Kurt. Ooh, slow. Didn't get there. Grief. Daniel Pinheiro might be his first career RBI. Good swing.
The first baseman, Victor Garantini.
Let's keep it going. Let's go. Let's put this game to bed here in the first. That'd be nice. Garantini's putting up good stats. I just haven't found the spot for him in the lineup. Again, a lot of these numbers with limited time with the Cubs. You know, obviously a guy with 411 on base, you probably want in the 1 or 2 hole, but he doesn't hit lefties great. You know, again, just trying to find a spot. His clutch rating, I had him there when we first got him, but just hasn't really fit into that 2 hole like I was hoping just yet. But he's got a big at bat here, so. Definitely seeing Colby Allard's pitches pretty well. Could be a short day for him if we can keep hitting him. 3-0 pitch. He's only got 52 power, so I think we'll take a pitch here. 29th pitch already. Yeah, that's a good one hit. But typically you still get a pretty good pitch on 3-1 too. So. I like how they take their foot off the bag there. I mean, technically, really easily get that guy out. Oh yeah. Go on, carry. There we go. Now for 2 more with the bad throw. There we go. Yeah, his day's gonna be done pretty quick here. Try to get as many runs as we can off the starter. It's pretty bad. There he goes. Yeah, smart move. That was not his day today. What's up, Eric? Eric says, which sliders have you liked the best so far? I haven't played MLB in a while. Version 1.9 is the highest rated, but the thing is, I mean, 2.3 is the most recent one because with game patches and whatnot, and I mean, I would always recommend going with the most recent one, which is version 2.3, which is what we're using here, minus the Steel Success slider I've been toying with a little bit. Everything else is version 2.3. Version 2.3 has the Steel Success at 7. I have it up to 9 right now, and again, still not stealing bases. So new pitcher, throws a lot harder. Couple fastballs, just a 1 breaking ball though. So again, pretty easy adjustments here. You're looking fastball, reacting to a curve that's pretty slow. It's gonna be a tough curveball to hit. If we look at his ratings, he can be a little bit wild. So we'll take a pitch here. It's a 9-hole hitter here, so we just about batted around here in the first. So pretty straight delivery. His 96 fastball doesn't look very 96. This does not seem too fast there. Ooh, that's too high. You see that curveball in the dirt here. Nope. Just missed a good swing there with the merit. So Tigers send 9 to the plate, score 5. We'll take it. Ooh, I like the throwback jersey there on the right. Tigers got to bring that back. I mean, I like the Tigers road uniforms, but come on, let's go back to the block lettering on that. It's so good.
Leading off for the Rangers, The center fielder, Danny Santana.
Inside, ball one. One ball, two strikes. That's ball two. Three and two.
Oh, good tag.
Got it.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Shinsu Chu.
I like watching for Suzuki chase after him. I mean, he was gaining on him, even with the catching gear and 16 speed.
Count 1-0. Two balls, no strikes.
Batting sixth,
It's a good hit.
the right fielder, Henry Ramos.
Ooh, we haven't faced this guy yet. Henry Ramos. He just got called up here.
I got a ball, one strike. Ball. Ball three.
Mitch Allen's in there and won that battle. Nice
Batting
swing.
seventh, the second baseman, Rudned Odor.
Gotta be careful here. We don't want to be giving back 3 here.
1-0.
A lot of power. I'm actually going to throw the 2-seamer here. Try to get a double play. I'm going to take that.
Batting eighth, the third baseman, Nick Sola.
Daniel, Casey Mize' ERA is in the 4s somewhere. I don't remember. Did he pitch 2 days ago, or did he pitch yesterday? No, 2 days ago. Ooh,
I
on
got
the
to count
face there.
0-2.
Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Boy, we looked lost out of that. Cal Funkhauser works out of a bit of a jam there. That's important. I want to keep that a 5-run lead. The top of the order again.
Leading up for the Tigers,
Third baseman playing
the
in.
right fielder, Victor Reyes.
Ball, that's just out.
This 4-seam's got a lot of 2-seam movement to it, so just A little faster than his two-seamer.
Nope, inside, ball 2.
Just that breaking pitch. That was a good one to hit, but started to trail out of the zone there.
Ball.
Another one.
The count is 3-1.
Pitcher's getting afraid to pitch to Victor Reyes now. And that's why. He's been hitting everything. But right at the glove of Henry Ramos.
Now batting, shortstop, Willie Castro.
Nope, that's inside.
Guy just gets on base. Good little player.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
Ball.
He has a career 926 batting average, apparently, in 17 seasons. He's by far the greatest player in baseball history, according to that stat line. I think that would have been patched by now.
Count 2-1.
Oh, goodness. Hard to stay back on an 80-mile-an-hour curveball. So what's the ceiling there? Would you try to take the bigger lead?
Nope, ball 4.
Second walk for Cabrera today.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Jonathan. Go!
Ball 1, no strike.
Oh, gosh. What a
1
good
ball,
swing.
1 strike. Two balls, 2 strikes.
The batter, the catcher, Kurt Suzuki.
Ball, that's inside. Count is 2-1. That's out.
Oh. Remember when those hits used to plague this game? What, about 2 or 3 years ago? The pop-ups to the catcher.
Leading off for Texas, the catcher, Robinson Chirino.
Hey! I got 1 ball, 1 strike. We got 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now batting, shortstop, Elvis Andrews.
Count 1-0. Nope, outside.
Yeah, tough play with 43 speed. Just wasn't hit hard enough. One of the rare times
Now batting,
a harder
the
hit
first
ball
baseman, Matt
may have led to an easier
Duffy.
play. Especially if there's momentum going the other way.
Thanks, he's good. One 0. Two and 0. Outside, that's the ball. Inside, ball 4.
The left fielder, number 5, Willie Calhoun.
Look out, 1-1. Ball.
Good range shown by Joe Adele there. Just tried to make a
Up
beeline
next
for
for
that
the
ball and
Rangers,
was able to get it.
the
Big
center
out.
fielder, Danny Santana.
So Kyle Funkhauser's worked out of a couple jams already. So it's nice that he's able to keep the 5-run lead here after 3 innings pitched. Hey, Watney's telling you to check out the Sim Sports Gaming Discord, where you can start really getting active in our golf club society. We're starting a we already have the society obviously for the current game, but the new game comes out on Friday. And so we'll be continuing our golf club society in that game. Our Madden League is ramping up to get started soon. I think, doesn't Madden come out
Leading up
Friday too,
for
or
the Tigers,
this weekend or something?
the center fielder,
So yeah, lots going on.
Joe
check us out.
Adele.
Texans as well. Again, Front Office Football League, we've got a few openings. Out of the Park Baseball League is full. But I know some teams sometimes will look for assistant GMs and whatnot. So you could definitely pop into that Discord channel and inquire if you're so inclined. Franchise Hockey Manager channel's got some openings. Or the league, I should say. Yeah, just talking sports, everything else.
Ball 3.
Ooh, he's going to be safe. See if they score that. I'd probably score that in error. They're scoring in a
Now
base
batting, third baseman, Daniel.
borderline.
Pinheiro.
That's some home cooking right there, I guess you could say. Home scorekeeper. Let's see. Is this a reasonably fielded ball? I mean, it should have been. I don't know. It's borderline, but Joe Adele will take it.
That's the ball.
Now there, I took the bigger lead, and then I waited, and then I did click on steal. And I thought he was going to get a good jump, but able to get back still, which is good. Same thing there. So able to get back, even with the steal activated. I'm taking the lead and then trying to do like the late steal a little bit. He's on to me now. We'll get down. Go, 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 go. Oh, Joe Adele. Still get third. You got some good speed. Get there. There you go. This game hangs up your base runners a little bit this year. It's much more. I don't know if it's tied to like base running aggressiveness rating or something. That would be really cool if it is. I don't know, but I've seen, I guess, some just weird quirky stuff with base running this year. Oh yeah, that's gonna score some runs. Thanks for 3. Right down the middle. 8-0 Tigers. That's the way to do it. Oh, we'll take it. Now I'm just getting pissed that I didn't win the first game of this series. We really needed a sweep here. That'd have been nice. Yeah, just had a nice game. The ball is just roped. It's a deep heart too. Coming out the heart.
Up next to the Tigers, the left fielder.
Ooh, another ball left right over the plate. Just missed it.
Now batting, right fielder.
Oh, look at that. Texas got a better record than us, but they're 18 games back. So, I mean, really, we're kind of lucky we're in the Central. I mean, we'd be nowhere near. We'd be 20-something games back in that division. So I guess we're lucky that we're still playing some meaningful baseball. Third baseman's playing way back here. Ooh, man. Easy hit there if that stayed fair. Who's he playing now? Still back. Tried to pull that back.
Ball, that's it down. Nope, that's the ball. I got to count 2 and 2. Okay. No, ball 4.
Contreras on base again. Even his out today. Really well hit ball.
Willie Castro.
Ball 1.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
Ooh, another one. Just missed. But we'll happily take an 8-run lead here in the early going.
Leading off
Funkhauser to continue to throw strikes, get guys out.
Shin-Soo Choo.
Let's get to that off day tomorrow.
One and one. That's a ball.
Try to check that scoreboard if they show the on the ticker there to see what the Twins and the other teams in the division are doing.
He's out.
It's a tough play for a pitcher.
Now batting, the right fielder, Henry.
And part of the reason that play's tough is that, you know, pitchers, they pitch, right? They don't throw all game. And I guess from this distance here, it's pretty similar actually, so you really could just kind of take a pitch. But you saw it in the actual Tiger game yesterday where there was a comebacker to a Tiger pitcher. Had an easy double play, stepped him through to second, and just threw it. And truthfully, it's a ball that Nico Goodrum should have gotten, but kind of threw it towards his feet and went into the outfield. And again, just there's a difference between pitching and throwing, and to make that transition sometimes is weird. I would probably equate it to something like if you're used to throwing a baseball, and then you go to a softball game or something like that, and you start throwing the softball around. It just feels weird, right? Or vice versa. Go to throw a baseball after playing in your slow pitch softball league all summer.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Feels very weird. There we go. That's much better after collecting his first career hit. Rangers are on the plane already. They've had some bad at
Up
bats.
next for the Rangers, the second baseman,
Light base from this guy with nobody on base.
O'Toole.
Good play. Knock the ball down, keep it in front of you. Easy enough. I'm
Leading
cold.
up for the
Mentioned yesterday,
Tigers,
it's just been cold.
second
Gotta try to
baseman.
get him going here.
Got us there.
Very important part of first half. I was surprised he didn't make the All-Star game, but he's a pretty good second baseman in the AL. But he's been cold ever since. I don't know if he's hit a home run since then. Maybe one. I think he was at like 23 at the All-Star break, something like that.
Count is 1 and 2.
Ooh. Hit that well, but foul. Oh, he's just been cold.
Now batting, catcher, Kurt.
Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, I mean, it's always an adjustment because the game does make little tweaks. You know, game plays differently each year a little bit. It's still the same core game, but we got a lot of little tweaks for Diamond Dynasty throughout the year. But those carry over. Those come into franchise mode, so for better or worse.
Ball 1, no strikes.
Ooh, good grief.
one strike. Count.
Tigers are on top of Ranger pitching today. Seeing things pretty well. Good swing, but finds the glove there.
Now back.
Yeah, and that's Daniel. You know, Daniel says I feel like everything is evened out. You know, as the season goes on. And that's something I try and mention in the slider thread that's up in Operation Sports. So again, if you download from the vault looking for the details of these sliders, they're up in Operation Sports in the MLB The Show slider form. And it's, you know, I always say, like, you don't need to restart your franchise or anything like that. I mean, it's this stuff will even out. If you have a 16-3 game and you're freaking out, those games happen. I mean, they're rare, but they do happen. Your pitcher's completely out of energy, by the way. So I'm actually going to go and adjust these a little early today. Oops. Try to get that guy out for them. I think it hurt. I throw too many pitches like that. Hey, he got out of the inning though. Through 4. Again, you just got to keep eating up some innings here. Getting excited to stream some football soon. I think I'm going to do another Madden. I don't think I'm going to play in a league this year. But just going to play some solo. I'd even like to try and work on some sliders for Madden this year. I keep hoping and praying that NBA 2K eventually gets carryover. Because as soon as they do, I'm starting to franchise with that. I'll do the same thing with hockey. If any of those games get carryover, I don't know if this will be the year with the PS5 coming out and everything, but boy, that'd be nice. I sure hope this franchise carries over to the PS5, okay? Or I'm going to be mad. I spent a lot of time in this franchise.
Yep, that ball went out.
That's a big pitch. So Nick Solak looked lost in his last at-bat. He struck out on 3 pitches.
Ball, that's out.
Runners on base, so I'm not sure what his clutch rating is. I don't know if that played a role, but see if we can get him here at the slider.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Hey!
Good pitch. How Funko is pitching well today.
Now batting. Catcher. Robinson.
Yeah, and even NCAA football. I mean, I'm ready to start my NCAA one. I'm just waiting for the rosters to get finished. I mean, what a fun year to actually to do an NCAA series when college football essentially is not, I mean, I can't imagine some conferences playing and others not. I mean, I don't think there's going to be college football, certainly not in the fall. NFL, it seems they're just going to push through. But that's not a surprise. I think seeing how they handled the draft, and again, for better or worse, I mean, there's this bomb. I always love watching the drafts. I mean, I was selfishly glad that they put it on. And I mean, they did it in a very safe way. I mean, you can do the draft virtually, and that's what they did, and it was fun. I actually thought it was really cool to see like the GMs in their home office and stuff, and it was really well done. So I mean, but that was kind of a, you think about the timing. I mean, that was about the worst timing ever to try and pull something off like that, and they still did. So I definitely think the NFL is going to push through with the season. They're a stubborn bunch. College football, and it's a different thing, man. I mean, you got guys who, they're not getting paid, and as an NFL player too. I mean, I'm absolutely taking this stuff seriously. But as an NFL player, I get it, man. Like, you're making millions, but they make, and first off, not all those guys do, but most guys, the vast majority, have a very, very short career. So even though you're making good money, I mean, that's their window, right? I mean, that's when they're able to make enough money to be able to live through retirement. I mean, most guys aren't getting jobs, or at least don't want to be getting jobs post-career and things like that. And I mean, so you think about it, like an NFL player, I mean, think about the average NFL lifespan, that would be like one of us missing like 10 years of work, right? I mean, you're just out of commission for 10 years or something like that. So it's a big thing, man. Like I sympathize with the guys, you know, who want to try to push through it. Again, I don't think it's personally another home run. Good grief. I don't think that's necessarily the smart play, personally. But I get it, man. I mean, you got families, and you know, you got to be thinking about stuff like that too, I guess. So it's tough. But at the same time, you know, a virus doesn't give a damn about your family. It doesn't give a damn about your career finances and things like that. So it's interesting. It's an interesting time, man. I just hope everyone's safe and families are safe. And luckily, it hasn't had a direct impact on my life. Knock on wood. I've been working from home for 7 or 8 years now, and you know, if anything, it's almost like you have like survivor's guilt a little bit because I haven't had you know, crazy impact. I mean, my big impact is just bored sometimes, right? Like, man, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could go on this trip. And those are good problems to have, I guess. So
1-1.
I go back to the NFL draft. I mean, Daniel saying in the chat it was, you know, it was great to watch. And, I mean, it was just, we hadn't had anything for so long. So I mean, it was literally just like, damn, something to do. Like, thank God. I mean, I was like revolving everything. I'd wake up that day and be like, okay, draft starts. It just like it was great. That was so fun. It was like 3 days of just pure bliss. And
Now batting.
having baseball bats has been nice. I don't even mind the whole fans in the stand business. Like, it hasn't really bothered me at all. It's just been fun to watch, even though Tigers can't beat Cleveland to save their life. They lost like 23 or something straight games against Cleveland. Something like that. So Punk has a couple home runs this inning, but pitching well otherwise. Throwing strikes is just really what you need in a game like this. But hey, 6-run lead can start to wither away if you're not careful. So 79th pitch here. You could let him come out for the 6th. Probably will. Oh, there is a ball that'll stay in the park, I believe. Whew. He's getting tired, though. Giving up some shots. Day off tomorrow, though. We don't really need to be too conservative with the bullpen, so we'll see. Actually be a decent game to get Anibal Sanchez some work here.
Number 33, Brian Flynn.
I'll probably get him up here. He probably would be the play. Give these guys some time
for
off.
the Tigers, the third baseman, Daniel Pinero.
The new pitcher here, Brian Flynn. Take a look at his ratings on the right. Not a big strikeout guy. He will prevent the home run. Pretty much throws one speed. You know, when you see kind of those pitches, a slider, I mean, is very, very close to being in the fastball family. You're only looking at about a, 5-mile-an-hour difference from his two-seam. About a 9-mile-an-hour difference between his fastball. So, not a huge range. Kind of know what you're looking for there. We're not looking for any straight breaking pitches. There's a slider there. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have baseball with no fans than no baseball, so. But I'm surprised. I didn't think it would last longer than 2 weeks. I mean, especially when they had those problems right out the gate with the Marlins and then the Cardinals and even the Reds. And... But, I don't know. Yeah, just crazy stuff going on for sure. Daniel Pinero a couple hits today. He was hitting like .083 coming in. He's up to 150 now. You can see in the scoreboard there. Good for him. Ooh. Lucky I fouled that off. Swung way too early. Another. Oh, nice play by Odor. Robs another straight hit today.
Now batting, first baseman, Victor Garantini.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the NFL. I mean, I'm glad they give players the option to opt out, and I certainly wouldn't be on the case of any player who opts out. I mean, again, like you just don't know, man. You just don't know people's circumstances, you know. I don't know. I'm not about to judge
Now
somebody on
batting,
that.
left fielder, Travis Demerick.
Gosh, I can't swing with that though.
Ball that got caught.
And I'm so early. But it's realistic, and that's why I've kept this pitch speed there. Most batters are early on pitches. Early again on that.
Leading off
What do we do here with Cal Funkhauser? I think I want to let him try to work through this inning.
Danny Santana.
And then we can bring in Anibal Sanchez for the 3-inning save. The rare 3-inning save. Give him some work.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Shin-Soo Ju.
Odell not really hustling.
Now batting, the right fielder, Henry Ramos.
So most likely be his last batter here, so unless he can turn the double play. Not too worried about him stealing, but again, just trying to keep him honest there. There it is. Oh, maybe not. And normally in this situation, you could walk Odor with first base open now.
Odor.
Boy. But last thing you want to do here at the big lead is put runners on base, so a tighter game maybe. Now the question is just who do we want to pitch, but I don't think we need to toy around here. Nick Ramirez here to close out the inning.
Now pitching for the Tigers, number 63, Nick Ramirez.
1-0. Ball that low.
Yeah, I think we'll let Anibal Sanchez pitch the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So Funkhauser couldn't get the quality start, but that's a pretty useless stat. Who cares? I want to keep that 6-run lead going.
Leading up for the Tigers, the right fielder, Victor Reyes.
Should go down, he does. Or he's just on fire. He's getting a lot of good pitches to hit, so I don't know if that's part of like when you have a player who's hot,
Now
they just kind of draw more pitches in the middle of the zone like that. But
Castro.
Daniel, we have not used Sanchez as a starter yet. Possibly could, but haven't really had the opportunity. He's been okay. He's only pitched a couple games. I think he's gotten hit around one of them. Nothing special. He's just kind of fulfilling his contract at this point.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
Daniel, I've seen a pretty big variety of home runs. So yeah, I see what you're saying, a lot of line drive ones, but I mean, I've seen some towering ones by them too. I don't think any big lines have opted out. I thought Stafford had coronavirus, but I guess that was all false reporting, or just inaccurate testing, that kind of thing. Not false reporting, I guess, but they kind of cleared that up. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited to watch. Again, selfishly, I just don't know what to expect. Closer game I'd hit and run here, but last thing I want to do is get Ray's hurt.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Jonathan. Go!
Speaking of line drive home run. 25th home run of the year, finally. He's been got a long time. If you hit a home run, he's got 25 in the year, but honestly, he's only had one like in the last month or something like that. That's good to see. That was a breaking pitch, which he hits pretty well. That quirk slider just came over the middle of the plate there. That may have been the most line drive home run I've hit all year. Oh, it was a two-seamer. I thought that was a slider.
Now batting.
Either way, just hung right over the middle there.
Kurt Suzuki.
Hey, what's up, Sal? Yeah, Scopes had a nice year for us, even with the cold month. I'm surprised he wasn't an all-star, but very, very close. Suzuki continues to be hot.
The batter, the center fielder, Joe Adele.
Ah, dang it. Start putting in some defensive subs. Probably at the 8th inning. I may even do it now.
Leading off for the Rangers,
I don't want to get guys hurt.
the third baseman, Nick Sola.
Actually, really, the only guy I'm going to probably take out here is Suzuki.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. This changed defensively for the Tigers. Now catching. Number
Anibal
13.
Sanchez most of that time
Now
with
pitching for
the
Tigers.
Nationals.
Number
Of
19.
former Tiger, infamous
Anibal
former Tiger who
Sanchez.
technically pitched a perfect game, but umpire Jim Joyce, who has since apologized and feels so bad. I mean, the guy was really broken up about it.
Count 1-0.
Even had they had like a ceremonial meeting the next time he umpired a game in Detroit, where him and Sanchez came out and like shook hands or something, or I can't remember if they like threw out the first pitch together or something like that. And
The batter.
it's touching. I mean, I felt bad because I mean,
Serena.
Jim Joyce, man, he was legit upset about that. I mean, it was a bad call, no doubt. It's just a crazy. If you haven't seen that highlight, I mean,
1-0.
check it out on YouTube. Look up Anibal Sanchez. I'm sorry, it wasn't Sanchez. It was Andres Galarraga. Andres Galarraga is who it was, not Sanchez. My apologies. But anyway, crazy play nonetheless. Yeah, they had those two guys get together, and
Now batting.
feel bad for the guy. Feel bad for the ump.
Elvis.
He's just doing his job best he
Andrew.
can. And I think it was really admirable that he owned up to it. And again, not that he even had to. I mean, it's his call. Bad calls happen all the time, but I think it showed a lot of character for him to
Ball 1, no strike.
handle it the way he did. So it'd been really easy to have been stubborn and. Yeah, I think Texas is ready to get on the team plane here. Easy inning for Anibal Sanchez.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the traditional 7th inning.
Tigers hitting the ball today.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Texas.
Cody
Number
Allen got lit
31,
up in yesterday's
Cody
game.
Allen.
Oh, Ryan, really? I don't know why it didn't ping. I didn't do anything different.
Leading up for the Tigers, the third baseman, Daniel Pinero.
Got a question from Sal here in the chat. Enjoying your sliders, what do you think has changed in regards to CPU pitch control? In the past, the CPU always threw too many strikes, even with it at 0. This year I can draw walks. What do I think's happened? I don't really think anything in particular. The reason I have their control up to 6 is just to avoid less meatballs. And I don't know if it's had a big impact. There's still plenty of meatballs if you're patient enough. So I tried to kind of balance that a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I think like most sliders, it really the biggest impact is just the person playing the game. I mean, if you're an impatient hitter, you're not going to draw walks. If you're a patient hitter, you're going to be able to draw walks at a pretty realistic clip. So yeah, scope. Yeah, thank you, Daniel. He already said. I think we just had the 2 home runs. It was Scope last inning. Caratini hit a 3-run shot that made it 5-0. I think that was it. We had a couple, like Suzuki hit one deep to right field off the wall. That was a double. Yeah, I don't know, Ryan. That's strange. I didn't do anything different this time, so I don't know. Cody Allen, and pretty good pitcher. You know, we were able to hit him yesterday. That knuckle curve, if you remember, that's a ball that just kind of hung for Kurt Suzuki, 3-run shot yesterday.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
There's an knuckle curve. Stay back. Should be 3 for 3 today. Got robbed of the hit up the middle. Nice play by Odor, second base earlier.
That's ball 3.
Nice pitch.
You got a Full count. 3-2.
And Tiger scored 5 in the first inning today. Actually, Caratini's home run I think made it 8-0. His home run did not happen in the first.
Up next for the Tigers, the first baseman, Victor Caratini.
Just that pitch, but I don't mind those outside pitches. If you can wait on them, they're easy hits. The opposite field,
Now
like my problem is
left fielder,
like most pitches, I'm swinging too early.
Damaris.
Oh, that's good. The Cardinals are back to playing.
Count 1-0.
Hmm.
1-1.
Just didn't move the cursor. God, that's terrible. It's just weird. Like, some guys I just can't move the cursor well with. Travis Damaris, one of them. Poor guy. Makes no sense, but I'm sure you guys have
Leading off
experienced
the
something similar. It's just a weird
The first
phenomenon.
baseman, Matt Duffy. The left fielder, number 5, Willie Calhoun.
When does Madden come out? I think it's technically next Tuesday, so like 9 days from now. But it's like EA Access, isn't it? Isn't it sooner? Like, don't you get it on Friday or something? I know the Golf Club comes out Friday. Get pumped for those. Oh, don't run away from the ball. Okay.
Now batting, the center fielder,
Well, just in case we're not playing around here.
Ball, left out.
We're not losing this game. Look at that ball. Oh, for the third. Oh boy, what is going on now? Where are they going to score that?
the batter, the designated hitter,
Scored in an error.
Shinsu Chu.
Ball, left field.
Good grief.
Now batting, the right fielder, Henry Ramos.
Oh my god, everything getting through.
Now
That's
batting,
it for you.
the second baseman, Rudned Odor. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 31, Alex Wilson.
Look out. 1-1.
Well, Daniel was asking, how's Anibal Sanchez been pitching? I'd say not very good. How about the catcher just doesn't move on that? It's like, no, I know this ballpark. I'm not even going to take the mask off. That is definitely out of play. So much so that I'm just going to stay in my crouch, because it's pretty good for my knees. Hey, we got an out.
Up next for the Rangers, the third baseman, Nick Solak.
Back outside. No, inside. Got him.
That's a good one with the arm. Good grief. Actually, come to think of it, that wasn't an error that Travis Demerit had in the outfield last inning. The error was with Scope trying to turn that double play where he sailed the ball into the dugout. So ninth inning now. Let's see.
Leading up for the Tigers, the right fielder, Victor Reyes.
Might let Samuel Bard pitch. Let's see. Third baseman up this time.
1-0.
See what we got here. 95 fastball, a few breaking pitches. Nothing too crazy. Not a great pitcher, but can limit his hits and home runs. Can't wait. Just hung that change up.
Two balls, one strike.
Boy, if we had an all-star game at the end of the second half, Victor Reyes would be well on his way. Had a really nice month. Just late. Damn. Thought that was that. Gonna drop more into the zone too. I barely have to move the cursor to set that.
Now batting, the shortstop, Willie Castro.
He's out.
The batter,
By the way, let's take a look at the hit count here for Miguel Cabrera. Oh, it's not going to let us, huh? I don't think I can see his career stats from here, but he's got 133 on the year. I know the home runs, he's only like 12 away from 500 or something like that, but he just hasn't hit a ton.
the designated
obviously,
hitter,
so probably not going to happen this year.
Cabrera.
I was late on that. Just throwing a lot of stuff over the middle, but just not lining it up still. The hardest moves with the cursor are kind of like those subtle moves. Alright, he wants to pitch the ninth.
Leading off for the Rangers,
Definitely going to let him pitch to Chirinos here.
Robinson Chirinos.
Good Joe Jimenez warming up just in case we need him.
Ball, that's big out.
Chirinos hit a home run earlier. Good power, so I want to keep Wilson in the game. He's pretty good at limiting home runs.
Outside.
Try to get out of here with a win. Tried to take a really steep angle on that so that I didn't get that weird animation of him lunging for the ball and missing it.
The batter, number
Puts him
one,
to a single.
shortstop, Elvis.
See if they show us the
Andrew.
angle here.
Hey. 0-1.
Come
The first
on.
baseman, number
What's
6,
going on?
Nat Duffy. The left fielder, number 5, Willie Calhoun.
Ooh, got a good swing on that. One more out.
The batter, the center fielder, Danny Santana.
Cabrera's got, I think, 133 hits for me.
Ball, 1 strike.
Alright, Tigers win the series. Should have swept. But hey, all you can do is try to play each day, right? Yeah, interesting game to do the calculator on. The Tigers should be pretty high for batting average ball in play. Let's see here. Oh, actually, they have 14 hits. They out hit us. So let's take a look. Yeah, they'll
Here
definitely.
now is our final line score this afternoon.
So they had
First
39
for the
at bats.
victorious Tigers, 10 runs on
14
11
hits.
hits. 1 error. They left
2 home
5
runs.
men on base.
No sac
For the
flies.
Rangers, 5 runs on 14 hits. No
7
errors.
strikeouts.
They left 9 runners
They were
on base.
400 exactly batting average ball and playing again. They were
Time of the ball
they were
game,
low yesterday,
4 hours
so
and 3 minutes.
again it averages out pretty well.
Thank you for joining us here this afternoon.
Tigers
And we
34
remind
at
you to
bats.
please drive home safely.
11 hits. Also 2 home runs. Don't believe there are any sac flies. Nope. And only 5 strikeouts, which will bring us down. So we were 333. So even on a game where you score 10 runs, batting average ball and play still well within line. Couple doubles, couple home runs. Sometimes it pitched pretty well. Just couldn't get out of that 6th inning. It was just not worth the risk leaving him in there. So, but he does pick up his 3rd win. Surprised only 68 overall or something like that, but he's pitched pretty well. Ramirez got a big out there to end the 6th inning. Sanchez got rocked a little bit. Wilson comes in and pitches the last 2 and finishes off the Rangers. Only 5 strikeouts for Rangers pitching, 5 walks. They only drew 1 walk today. But with a big lead, I mean, I was throwing strikes. Not putting guys on. 60% strike for the Tigers. First pitch 65. Again, that's a little inflated because of the big lead. Rangers 57, 62. Those are pretty good. 11% foul ball for the Rangers, a little bit low. We were really high today for some reason, 24%. swings and misses. You see we fouled off a lot more balls than we missed there. Just 11% for the Tigers. Very low. That's the lowest I've had in a long time. And again, they happen. Their starter was not very good. He was not a big strikeout guy. So, and they're at 16. They're also low. Again, just we were looking for them to put the ball in play. Wasn't trying to dance around too much. So yeah, pretty good results. Let's see if we made any momentum in the division at all. Off day tomorrow, and then a 2-game series in Pittsburgh. So we'll have to be setting up those National League lineups here. Make sure these are set first in the games here. Yep, they're good. And yeah, I mean, just the season continues to trudge on. So let's see where the Tigers are at. Hey, we picked up 6 games. We do have a 3-game series with the Twins this weekend, this upcoming weekend here. You can see over the last 10 we picked up a game on them. Not a lot of good teams at all in this division. 5 games above 500. We're now 7 below. Winning record at home, pretty abysmal on the road. Losing record in the division. Wild card 8.5 back. So again, our best bet here is still just trying to make some headway here. These 3 teams in front of us. See how our complete games are looking. Just 28 still. Oh, those have been low this year. Nothing on the waiver wire. I'd like to see the activity that the other teams are doing here. Red Sox send a player down, call up Eovaldi. Logan Gilbert up for the Mariners. Wei Chen up for the Mariners. Dominic Leone up for Cleveland. Giants Austin Slater is recalled. And some minor league injuries. That's all that's goings on. Let's save this franchise here. Guys, I'm getting excited to start some football streams, but just waiting. Obviously need the game for Madden, but also NCAA, just waiting on those rosters and just planning to start like a 2020 season that will never happen. I'm gonna try to do it myself. That's kind of the goal with it, so should be pretty fun. Oh yeah, we can check Cabrera's stats now officially, right? Let's see, I think I need to go to their stats, Cabrera. Oops. So if we toggle to his career, he is 52 hits shy. So, I mean, that would be more than 1 hit per game. So is it possible this year? Yeah, but I mean, he'd have to go on quite the tear. But it'll probably happen early next season. So let's see, and then home runs, he's 12 away. So again, both of those probably happen next year. Again, unless he just really gets hot or something. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be very cool. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I think overhauling catching was definitely a good move. I wouldn't really call Suzuki overhauling the catching. I mean, he kind of filled in that CJ Crone. They just wanted to throw him in, and I mean, he has a good bat, so I'll take him. I mean, at this point, it's like he's a guy I'm considering bringing back, but I don't like him as a catcher. That's why I do carry technically 3 catchers, because I like using him as a DH. I just don't want him catching games. He did okay last game. There was no pass balls, but again, we were throwing a lot of strikes, so just trying to get outs there with a big lead. But I mean, his defense, it's very, very, very important for me to have a guy who's, 75 or higher probably in blocking. So he is just not a guy. I wish I could move him to first even. But I do like him. But I mean, if he was even 31 or something, I'd be like, huh, this is a candidate to bring back because he's been a really nice player for us. But at 36, I just don't know him. He's a 71 right now. I don't know what he's going to look like. Um, by the way, I mentioned Funkhauser, right? So 69 overall at this point. Not really impacting his morale there. But again, progressing well. He's pitching well. He's 25, so he's not super young. But again, just starting his MLB career here, 11 starts. 2-to-1 ratio and strikeouts to walks. Home runs per 9, keeping it reasonable. So he's doing okay. I mean, especially as a rookie. This is not a bad start through 11 games. Somebody was asking about Casey Mize. So again, if you look at his morale, 72. His stats, he's pitched in 13 games, about 70 innings. He's 2-5, 4.67. He's given up a lot of home runs. A lot of home runs. And you can see it there, 1.82 home runs per 9. He has actually not pitched as well. But again, still adjusting. Just 13 career starts so far. And then Michael Fulmer finally starting to pitch better. He's actually hot, so this is kind of nice. He'll start the series. It'll be Fulmer and Turnbull with Pittsburgh. And then actually it's kind of nice because even though Casey Mize is off to a rough start, he has been pretty dominant when he's been sharp. That Twins series will be Mize, Norris, and Funkhauser. So it's really nice to have Norris going because he's been our best pitcher. He's 7-8, 24 games, 22 of them started. A couple of them were like, he came in as kind of like we did the opener a couple times to try that out. But typically he's been starting all year. 80 strikeouts, so again, not a huge ratio, not huge strikeout numbers either. But getting the job done. His fielding independent ERA says he's been a little bit lucky. He has given up home runs, so it's weird. He hasn't pitched great or anything. And I don't know what I'm going to do with Daniel Norris because he's a guy I might even look to move in the off. I just don't know where to put him. Like 66 stamina doesn't really do it. So maybe he's a fifth starter. And to move him to the bullpen, I don't know if I want to pay a lefty, $3 to $4 million next year. So I don't know. It's interesting. Not sure what to do with Kyle Funkhauser there. Anibal Sanchez will be gone. Again, he's just a contract that we took on. But yeah, I mean, I think the team is shaping up pretty well. Really excited to see Charles Dawson. I think this is a guy who's going to be up probably, May 1st or so, just to avoid that Super 2 arbitration status, which I don't know if this game even recognizes properly, but definitely see him having a role, which again, if you think about Kurt Suzuki, I mean, this is his role, Charles Dawson. So depending on what those secondary positions pop as, I mean, he's not a good defender, so probably will be a DH. He'll probably be the Kurt Suzuki for us next year, and hopefully he doesn't go through too long of growing pains and he can contribute. Because if he can improve, or if he can show up, and he's going to be the same. He's actually older than Joe Adell. Joe Adell, these guys can start to mature next year. We got some nice players going there. So yeah, should be cool. What else? Daniel says, "How have you been, Mike? Still playing golf?" Yeah, I've been good. Knock on wood. Health's been good. Been running a little bit more. Golfing once, sometimes twice a week. It's been really hot here lately, so it's been. I went for a run yesterday purposefully at like 2 p.m. and it was like 90 degrees out, and I did not make it my full run. It was weird. Like I felt okay. Like the whole run, I felt pretty good, and I think I was just doing 3 miles yesterday, and I felt fine. And it's weird. Most people listen to music. I listen to podcasts when I'm running, and I had a podcast that finished. I was like, oh crap! So as I'm running, I quickly like click over to like a Detroit Lions podcast, and that one only had 7 minutes left in it. And so that one ends, and like my momentum just started like kind of like, oh gosh, like I was getting irritated, and then suddenly like I think I was running on like a busier road towards the end of my run, and the heat from that blacktop, it was so hot, and I was running, and I'm like, just keep going, like you can do another half mile, you'll be fine. And like my body just stopped running, like it just physically I stopped. It was super weird. I was like, oh, apparently I'm done. And so like I walked for a little bit and I'm like, no, no, come on, like finish this. And I started running again and like turned around a corner and there was like a bunch of shade by a tree and then my body just like again, like it was so weird. Like my body just decided to stop in the shade. I mean, I was so overheated. And then as I stopped that second time, I'm like, ooh, I might be sick. Like it was pretty hot out. Anyway, but I went for a few runs this week. That one was the tough one. The other ones were fine because I went like at sunset and it's beautiful running. I usually run over by San Diego State. I like to run over on their campus because right now it's dead. There's no one out there, and it's such a beautiful campus. And I'll just run around there, and it's just really really pretty. And so I did that run 3 times this week. But golf, yeah, golf's getting better. Definitely striking the ball better overall. It's been fun. I mean, it's one of the rare things you can actually go do pretty safely. So yeah, thanks for asking. Hope everyone's doing well as well. Some crazy times. Yeah, the sun definitely does drain you. It's crazy. Like and like I said, I used to do those runs in Chicago. Like I liked running in the sun sometimes because it just feels so good when you're done. I think the bummer yesterday because I had that happen a couple weeks ago. I went on a run and when it was really hot and sunny out, and same thing. Like I just hit a wall. Like I felt terrible, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna push through it this time. And like hit the 1 mile mark, felt great. Even the 2 mile mark, I'm like, okay, I'm getting tired, but like I feel fine. Like this is good. I'm gonna finish. And then just at 2.5 for whatever reason, just and again, I think it was just the heat from that road. The cars going by, the blacktop, like I mean, I don't know, it might have been closer to like 100 degrees on that road or something like that. Because it just like started to overwhelm a little bit. It's like wow, like I equated. I was telling my wife like I equated it to like it was like running in a sauna, where like if you go sit in a sauna and like you breathe, like you can kind of feel like the heat in your lungs almost when you're breathing. That's what it felt like when I was running yesterday, and I'm like, oh gosh. And again, the weirdest thing I'm telling myself like just push through, you'll be fine. I mean, I push through workouts all the time, and but like I stopped running. It was the weirdest thing. Like my legs were just like, no, I'm done. Just stop. So it was a really really crazy thing. Um, Ryan asks, let's see, do you think you'll play some of your 21? No, I won't play 21 um, until next year's game. I cannot wait for the break from this game. This feels like a second job sometimes. It's been fun, even these games. I mean, I'm having fun playing still, but it's like, oh my God, 6 months is a long time to commit to something like this. So no, I will absolutely not be playing this anymore when this is done. I'll probably click through the off season one day at a time. Same kind of thing. So I'll stream some of that. I give recaps and whatnot. But so the series will go on. But no, I won't be playing any more games. I might even do some Road to the Show, something like that. But I mean, I don't know. It depends. What's going on with the other games? Like I want to stream some football. I mentioned if NBA somehow pulls through and does carryover saves, or even NHL does carryover saves, definitely starting a franchise like this in those games. But I don't know. I remember the last time I was at that studio talking to those guys about that. I asked specifically, and it just didn't really seem like it's something feasible. I get that, it's really not an easy thing to pull off, but I mean, they've done such an awesome job with that game that it's like, guys, it's like the one thing you're missing from it, and I don't know. I think some studios is probably not a priority for, but that team's really committed to their like franchise modes. Um, I mean, they do it. They're the perfect example that a game can coexist with, a card trading mode, like Ultimate, or what's it called, My Team, and a franchise mode, like they have with their the My League or whatever it's called. I'm forgetting what it's called now, but all of those different things, and their online league's pretty solid. Again, it's not a one-to-one match like Madden. So I think to me, like if they get that one-to-one match in their online league, still allow for the customization. Their My GM mode's pretty cool. It's not something I love. I still like the My League setup a little bit better, but boy, if they get carryover saves on that, it's just going to be so fun, especially at the NBA draft and stuff like that. I mean, and the game has expansion. I mean, that would be such an awesome carryover series. I think we're going to probably start to see more customization with MLB The Show next year. I think you're going to see legit custom stadiums because again, that's something that ties directly to Diamond Dynasty. I mean, how cool in Diamond Dynasty to be able to play? You think about like the golf course creator and golf club. if you're able to add something like that to a game like this, especially with baseball that has custom, football fields are all the same, NBA courts are all the same, hockey rinks are all the same. But baseball, you can do tons of customization. And like, just think about it. Like, if they just kind of left that open ended, like you play a team that has a 150-foot wall in left field or something like that. I mean, how awesome would that be? I mean, unfortunately, you're going to probably play a bunch of games that are just like, they're the most ridiculous stadiums. Maybe they put some limitations, or even cooler, like, why don't you let that be unlockable? Like, so you can put your stadium up to 8 feet high at default. As you progress through, you have the option to start unlocking different things. So do you want to make your outfield deeper? Maybe up to 450 feet or something like that, or maybe you want to extend it to 410, or do you want to raise your wall up to 15 feet or 10 feet or 12 feet or whatever? And as you go, you can start to unlock these different things. Maybe you unlock like a higher mound, which, I mean, again, we're kind of getting outside now of baseball rules, but or a lower mound, or you want to change the altitude of your stadium, right? So maybe you want to play in Death Valley, or you want to play in Salt Lake City, that's even higher than Denver. You want to play in Wyoming, that's higher than both of those areas, right? I mean, those are some really, really cool things that I think that they could pull off with Diamond Dynasty, and then probably bleed it over into franchise mode. I think would be super, super cool. Yeah, Daniel says it's been 85 to 90 in Miami, but that humid, yeah. The humidity, man. That's here. We don't really get tons of humidity here at all. People say it's humid, but it's like, I mean, I grew up in the Midwest. Like, this is not humid. It is never humid here. Same thing when I was living in Texas for a little while. You're like, oh, it's humid today. Like, this is, I get other parts of Texas, or when I was in Austin, it's not humid there. After a rainstorm, sometimes you get some humidity, but it was not humid. It was very dry and hot. And, but I mean, here in SoCal, I mean, it's never humid. It's funny when people talk about humidity. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, they'll have like a bead of sweat on their forehead. It's like, oh, it's humid out. It's like, yeah, I used to like go out to dinner and just like have sweat on my shirt doing nothing. I mean, that's humidity. So yeah, I get that, because Florida's like the worst of the worst with humidity. I remember my parents like taking us down on trips, and I remember like visiting family in Florida, like the Miami area or whatever, and I remember like this. I don't even know. It was like one of those random relatives. You don't even know who the hell they are, but you're there, and the guy's like showing us his like, he has like pigeon coops. He's like one of those like pigeon tracker people or something. I don't even know who this guy was. I forget now. Might have just been like a family friend that my dad used to work with. But I remember like standing out in this yard in like 2 in the afternoon in August and just sitting there, and I'm just like, this has to be the worst experience ever. Like, I don't care about pigeons. I wish pigeons well. I mean, I love animals, but like, I don't care about the science of pigeon tracking. I certainly don't care about it in the middle of August. I mean, it was just, I remember sweating so bad. It's like, wow, this is miserable. But I mean, I don't know. Florida's a great place, man. If it's the hurricane stuff, that's what gets me. And it's like the same thing with like Caribbean. Like, my wife and I are always watching those like those shows where like they show people buying like international real estate and stuff. Like, that's something that we are really interested in. And uh you watch those like Caribbean Life shows or whatever they're called, and it's like, oh, that'd be cool. But then I always say, like, but the hurricanes, like, that would be great until your house is wiped out. And there's some islands that are far less risky. Like, as you kind of head a little bit more inland, say like maybe Grand Cayman, but again, that still gets hit. Certainly some of the southern Caribbean islands, like closer to South America, but now you're talking like a whole other world away. And so anyway, just kind of rambling about that, but Florida's great, man. But yeah, I don't know, the hurricanes would freak me out. And just not even just from the safety standpoint, but from like the insurance standpoint and all of that, and like the flooding, and like, yeah, just can't imagine the premiums you have to pay for something like that. So, but anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate everybody watching here. Tigers keep pressing on, 6 games back, mid-August. So stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hopefully it pings people. It doesn't sound like it was doing that today, but keep up the subscription there. And I don't think we had anybody, I haven't even checked if we had anyone join since the last stream. Let's see if we have any shout outs. No, it doesn't look like it. So, actually, Chris Power, Stephen Wearmouth, thanks for subscribing. I might have mentioned those guys yesterday. I'm not sure. It doesn't tell me when they subscribed, it looks like. But anyway, thanks everybody. I will be back, I don't know, sometime this week maybe, if not over the weekend probably. So, and be looking for some football streams. Those will be coming soon-ish. So thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.